Welcome to Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, the podcast where nostalgia comes alive. Since July of 2021, Jake and his friends have interviewed professionals in the worlds of acting, directing, writing, puppeteering, and many more. Who will they be chatting with in this week's interview? Find out in this Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show episode.
Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, where nostalgia comes alive. I'm your host, Jake Deffinbaugh. With me today, as always, our co-hosts, Chris Bixby and Matt Bingel with his pal, Julius the Snoof. How you guys doing?
Hello. We're good. Hi.
How are you?
It's great here. I'm doing great as always. Thank you for asking. Hey Matt or Julius, what do we have for today?
Our guest for this episode is a true talent with a very special legacy. Our guest's mother was Shari Lewis, the creator of such iconic characters such as Charlie Horse, Hush Puppy, and of course, Lamb Chop. Shari Lewis entertained the world for more than 4 decades until her passing in 1998. Since then, her daughter, our guest, has been touring the world, although Lamb Chop is the star of these shows, really. She definitely is. She's also released a book last fall called Shari Lewis and Lamb Chop, the team that changed children's television. Here she is, the performer of Lamb Chop since 1998, the amazingly talented Mallory Lewis. Welcome, Mallory. Happy to have you here.
Thank you. Happy to be here. So, Jake,
Awesome.
you don't why nostalgia? I mean, nostalgia for you can't be the 90s.
No.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. He was born in 2004.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I've been, so since we've been doing this podcast for almost 2 years, and July will be our 2-year anniversary. Yeah, I've been, I remember during summer of 2021, I was, thinking about doing this podcast. Here we are. We've been doing, over 100 episodes, and it's just amazing.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Yes, it really is.
To put it in Leighton terms, he's been following Chris in my footsteps.
Yeah.
he and I were born in 2000, so
Yeah.
Are you brothers or related?
No.
Well, it's kind of fun. That's funny to mention.
No.
Well,
That's a
for
first. It's a first.
Yeah. It's fun fact. Me and Matt are actually live in Maryland, but we're actually an hour and a half from each other. And Chris lives
completely different parts of the state.
Yes.
We're just really good friends.
Nice.
Nobody's called you guys brothers. That's a first. That is a first.
How did you guys meet?
I know I started meeting you, Chris, first since I think 2018 around there,
Yeah.
and then I started, and then but me and Chris became good friends, and then I think it was late 2020 that I started meeting.
2020, yeah.
Yeah, I met Matt, and then introduced Chris, and then the 3 of us became great friends, and then we just we started doing this thing, and then it's
even though it took a year for Jakey for me to introduce me to Chris. Yeah. Oh well. So we know who you are, but for those who don't, in your own words, would you care to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Jamie's mom. Well, that's the most significant thing in my life is my son. I'm also Lamb Chop's sister, Shari's daughter, Brian's wife, Rosie's mom. Rosie's a dog, so it's a little less intimate than Jamie. But yeah.
Nice.
So, what was your background like, and how did you grow up?
Well, the usual way, they fed me, sent me to school. And I traveled a lot as a child with my mom. We toured performing arts centers, fairs, you name it, all around the world. And then I was my mom's head writer and producer. And then when she passed, I took over performing with Lamb Chop.
Awesome.
Awesome. That is wonderful.
So now, before inheriting the role of Lamb Chop, you worked closely with your mother on her series Lamb Chop's Play Along and the Charlie Horse Music Pizza. What was it like getting to work closely with your mom on those projects?
It was great. As a producer, all you really want is the best possible talent on screen. And I had the best possible talent on screen.
Awesome.
Uh,
Awesome. Definitely.
yeah, that's awesome. So I'm kind of curious. Do you have any favorite episodes of Lamb Chops Playing Along and the Charlie
Um,
Horse Music Pizza?
no, I have favorite songs within the episode. I loved
Okay.
Nice.
I loved Rubber Band Banjo, um, the Mexican hat dance from Charlie Horse Music Pizza. So I have favorite
Oh yeah.
songs more than I had favorite episodes.
Nice.
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 enough.
So overall, what are some of your fondest memories of your mother performing Lamb Chop and all her other characters?
I loved being on the set when we were shooting. That was a real privilege and a joy. She and I always had such a good time. Super hard work, but super fun. And I loved touring with her. We would go to
Uh,
Aw.
state fairs and opened one of the first 3 acts at Disney World. And I was just a kid, so that was fabulous as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
nice. Nice.
Fantastic. So now taking on the role of Lamb Chop from your mother, the sadly passed Shari Lewis. I had listened to your appearance on Grant Pachoko's podcast, Under the Puppet.
Yes.
friend-
Yes.
good
yeah,
friend
great
of ours.
podcast.
Great friend of
Yes.
ours, Grant Pachoco. And you had said that, and I'm sure many times throughout your years, that even Lamb Chop said, "You put on the makeup, sister, and you get out there." Yes, pretty much her way of saying, "Keep the legacy going."
Mm-hmm.
So, was it a I don't know how to describe this. How was the process of taking over Lamb Chop from your mother?
It was really easy. I mean, I never had to worry about what she
Really?
sounded like or ventriloquism. I had to learn an act because you can't perform without an act. But other than that, it's always been a seamless experience.
Nice.
Literally.
Oh yes. Yes.
Definitely.
That's for sure.
Definitely. So now you've done a lot of live and televised events with Lamb Chop. Are there any that you've done over the years that stick out as some of your favorites?
Yes, everything I did with the USO. I toured with the
Ah,
USO.
yes, that's right.
That was hands
Yes.
down the most fun that you can have.
Definitely.
Aw.
And definitely, I think it's really special to do something like that because I mean, if you look at Sesame
yes.
Street, they've done a lot of things with the military and
Yes.
Mhm.
a lot of those kind of things. So I think it's definitely important for things like that to take place. Definitely.
Yes. That's for sure. So, where are some of your favorite locations to perform with Lamb Chop?
I only do performing arts centers now. I have stopped doing any fairs and stuff like that. So I like touring performing arts centers. I did actually performed on the QE2 when my son was very little, and that was a lot of fun. Luckily,
nice.
we didn't hit terribly rough seas, so that was good. But yeah, performing arts centers are my favorite now because I don't. The USO doesn't really do family tours anymore.
Hmm.
Uh,
Definitely.
Interesting. So one of the many things you've had the pleasure of doing with Lamb Chop is organizing skydiving events for breast cancer research.
Yes, we've organized 4 women's world record skydiving events to benefit City of Hope and raise $2 million in the process. Lamb Chop has Lamb Chop has
Oh my
4 world records, skydiving world records. She was in the jumpsuits of some of the girls on each jump.
Oh, nice.
my
Wow.
gosh.
Nice. So I'm kind of curious, like how did it feel that, I'm trying to find out how to word it. I guess like how did it kind of feel that, things like that made such an impact?
It's wonderful. I mean, there is nothing nicer than having people tell you how much they loved your mom and how much she meant to them and changed their life and improved their life. So it's lovely to carry on the legacy.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's for sure. You're also on the board of the Blue Ribbon. How did that feel?
I did that with my Aunt Judy. So that was just something I really more did to be with her. The Blue Ribbon does a lot of good work in Los Angeles. I live fairly far from where most of their events are, so it's not something I've continued with my aunt's passing.
So now, now another thing I wanted to bring up with about performing troops and their families. Do you have any like interest, like interesting like reactions from doing those, like after the show or anything like that?
Well, Lamb Chop was pinned by a major general. When you're in the military, if someone takes off, it's called a field promotion. So she sort of got a lighthearted field promotion and is a 3-star general at this point.
Nice. Nice. So now, I'm also kind of curious. Do you still have Lamb Chop with you currently?
I do.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Only.
Nice. Do you think we could maybe say hello to Lamb Chop?
I think we
Yeah.
could. And then I'm afraid I'm going to have to jump off a bit early, guys. Something came up on my end, but
That's okay.
Very, very nice to meet all of you. It's an absolute pleasure. Don't buy the dog toys. They stink.
all right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a fabulous day.
Also we have like some like the shout outs to have in our end too, so we can
Yeah.
but, should you do the last questions?
Yeah.
Just
I've only got about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So is there any if people want to connect with you, where the people will connect with
Sure,
you?
Mallory Lewis and lambchop.com. I've got all of my upcoming shows on it, as well as, video and all the usual things on a usual website.
And so
Awesome.
to end this off.
Also, I'm on TikTok, which is at your fave, FAV Lamb Chop. So join us on TikTok because I post there fairly regularly and have about 52,000 followers. So it's lots of fun.
Wow. Awesome.
Nice. And to end this off, so since this podcast is called Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, when you think of nostalgia, what do you think of, or how would you define the word nostalgia?
Harkening back to a time when one was young.
Mallory, this was great. Even though it was a short one, we had fun chatting with you.
Yes.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Have a good day, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you too. And thank you so
Bye.
much for what you're doing. Keep
Bye.
up the
Mallory.
legacy and everything. So
Thank you.
take care. Yes, of course. Have a
Bye-bye.
great day. See ya.
And everyone
Okay,
That's all,
so-
folks.
That's a mini episode, I guess. What
Yeah.
do we do now? What do we do now?
Well, it was fun,
Um,
even though it was
it
short,
was fun.
we always love getting to talk to people who inherit iconic characters from people who have either left their job or have deceased. So, talking to Mallory Lewis was definitely, wonderful. Lamb Chop's such an iconic
Yeah.
character, and
Absolutely.
I think she's
Yeah.
done a great
Yeah.
job with keeping on the legacy from Shari Lewis.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
sure.
Yep.
Shari Lewis.
Yep.
Mhm.
Absolutely wonderful.
But
The Lamb Chop was great too.
yeah, Lamb Chop
Yes.
was
Oh, yeah,
great
for
too,
sure.
and who knows? Hopefully, maybe we'll have have Mallory back on in the future, because she's also a children's author. So if you want to,
Yes.
if you wanted to come back and here talk about some of
Maybe.
that stuff as well, let us know in the comments
know.
or on Discord
Let us
or
know. For
whatever.
For sure.
Whatever. Come join us. Yes.
Yes, but it's goodbye from us as well. Yes.
And always remember to keep
Mhm.
nostalgia
That's
alive.
right, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye. Take care. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show interview. Be sure to follow Jake and the crew on social media and stream the show wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And as always, remember to keep nostalgia alive. Bye-bye.